Hello, my name is Amanda Raymond, and today I'll be going over the psychological and social impact that having a sibling with autism spectrum disorder can cause. Autism can lead to a great deal of social and behavioral issues, both inside and outside the home. This can therefore negatively and positively impact their sibling in a variety of ways. This presentation will go over the challenges that having a sibling with autism can bring. Autism is a neurobehavioral disorder that can cause social, behavioral, and developmental issues. Children with autism may have a difficult time learning how to talk, or they may not even talk at all. Some children can develop repetitive behaviors, such as rocking their bodies and hand flapping. Oftentimes, these children have limited interest in playing activities and can get hyper-focused on certain topics. Children with autism may need to have certain routines during the day, or else it may lead to intense bouts of anger when these routines change. Siblings of children with autism can have social and emotional developmental issues occur over time. These sibling relationships may be characterized with negative social interactions and conflict with a child that has autism. Most conflict was predicted to occur during playtime between these siblings. Negative social interactions can cause the sibling to outsource these issues into a different setting, such as school. This could lead to behavioral issues with fellow peers and cause stress on their parents back at home. Siblings of children with autism are often negatively affected due to the amount of time, energy, and attention it takes for their parent to care for an autistic child. Lack of direct parental care could cause the sibling to become resentful and feel like the child with autism is getting more attention than they are. Often, more time has to be put towards taking care of the child with autism, therefore restricting the amount of family activities siblings get to have with each other. These siblings may feel like they are being treated unfairly by their parents because they ultimately have to complete more tasks around the household since the autistic child does not share the same responsibilities as their sibling counterparts do. Additionally, siblings of children with autism can develop behavioral problems as well. In comparing siblings of children with autism to siblings of children without autism, it was found that siblings of children with autism had higher rates of behavioral problems. When siblings were between the ages of 6 through 15, they were predisposed to even more behavioral issues. These siblings would usually have issues with internalizing and externalizing their problems to themselves and/or parents. Some of these behavioral issues would be indicated by attention-seeking behavior to their parents, distress in mothers, and/or marital stress in the home. Marital stress and familial conflict in the home can cause the quality of relationship between siblings and their autistic sibling to be strained. This family stress can cause the siblings to direct their negative behavior from this occurrence towards the sibling with autism. High problems may arise when the children can view or sense that there are issues and difficulties within their parents' relationship. Siblings of children with autism may have lower self-esteem and higher rates of depression due to negative reactivity, which can ultimately spill over into the sibling relationship with their autistic sibling. It has been found that later-born siblings of children with autism can be predisposed for social impairments and even later autism spectrum disorder diagnosis for themselves. Being in constant communication with an autistic sibling can enable some of these siblings to develop negative social impairments in comparison to those who do not have an autistic sibling. When siblings of autistic children frequently imitated others, used pretend play, and attempted to gain an adult's attention at high rates, there was a higher predictive power of later autism spectrum disorder diagnosis. Siblings of children with autism have relatively little care available to treat the psychological and behavioral issues they develop because treatment is often directed towards the child that has autism. Treating siblings of children with autism with behavioral interventions can decrease the amount of behavioral issues they develop from this relationship. Having social support may allow the sibling to better adjust to the child that has autism. Regular therapy sessions, even if it's with volunteer students, can prove effective for supporting these siblings. Treatment for children with autism can be very expensive. From the video, if the world were only 100 people, only one person would make more than $90 a day, which is roughly only $33,000 a year. This would make it hard for the child's parent to pay for treatment for the child with autism and cause them to even overlook paying for any treatment that the child's sibling may need. In some instances, having a sibling with autism can have a positive impact on their other siblings. It was found that some sibling relationships have less conflict and greater warmth in their relationship with the autistic child. Sometimes, these siblings can serve as social and vocal support for their autistic sibling, since having autism can sometimes inhibit the child's ability to speak, especially when they are young. Siblings can grow protective of their autistic sibling and want to care for them more and more over time. These siblings view their relationships positively and are proud that they can help teach and support their sibling with autism as they grow older. Now here are my 2 discussion questions. Number 1. When it comes to treatment, family homes with a child that has autism tends to primarily focus its attention toward this child. Do you believe that psychological and social treatment for siblings of children with autism are overlooked when it comes to treating them for their behavioral issues? Why or why not? Number 2. Many studies tend to show the negative impact that having a sibling with autism can bring. Why do you think it's more common to view the negative impact rather than the positive impact that having an autistic sibling can bring into an individual's life?